Hi, this is Rob. I had several people email me over the last 24 hours, both here on YouTube and also on my MySpace account, and they were asking the similar questions, so I felt instead of just responding with the same text message every time somebody asked me this, I was just going to put it up here on YouTube, and hopefully this will help you out. They were asking me, as your vibration begins to raise through becoming more aware of your interdimensional self, through concentration, through all of the practices that we have been discussing, they said, well, how do you know this is happening? Are there any physiological signs within yourself that let you know that you are arriving at a greater state of awareness? And I chuckle because it's funny that everybody always seems to look for a physiological kind of proof for something. And I almost hesitate to answer the question, but I think it deserves an explanation. But before I do, I want to preface this with the fact that I hesitate because I don't want to set you up for some kind of a physiological goal that you feel like you need to attain to be aware of your own progress on the path. Because that's just throw that out, okay? You will begin to have certain things manifest within yourself, but those manifestations are not going to be because you've been trying for them. But in the same token, I do think it is wise to maybe discuss some of the possible things that may arise, as long as you keep in your foremost front part of your conscious mind that these are not goals that you're shooting for. Okay, remember, you're not trying to become something. You are already your eternal self, okay? You're not becoming enlightened. You're not becoming a mystic. You are realizing your full self, which encompasses many layers of bodies, subtle bodies, physical body. You're bringing a wholeness to who you are. Okay, you're becoming aware of yourself. You are not becoming something else. You are reawakening to an awareness. And I use the word becoming aware, but even in that word, it's not really a becoming as much as it is awakening, an awakening, okay? So please do not set any physiological manifestations of vibrational raising as your goal, because that's not a goal. It's just something that will inevitably happen. And it doesn't happen the same way to everybody. I can only share with you the things that has happened to me, and I can mention some other things that have happened to other people. But you need to be aware of what's happening within you, because that is all that matters. Okay. One of the things that happened to me actually had occurred all throughout my life, but I didn't realize it was a manifestation of a higher vibration of consciousness. All my life I had experienced it, but when I tapped into practicing reawakening to my true self, those things began to heighten. So right now they are more manifest in my life than they were before, but they'd always been there. And one of the things that I used to lay in bed even as a small boy at 5, 6, 7, I've always seen these swirling, violet, pulsing, almost like just swirls of energy. They almost look like a whirlpool. And sometimes I would just lay in bed and I could see them in the dark, especially. I could see them sometimes when it's sunny too, sometimes. But I would lay, especially as a child, lay in bed at night, and I would just stare at this, and I'd see it pulsing and swirling. And it was not this bright light, no. It was very visible, but it's a pulsing and swirling. And I had no idea that this was related to some of the subtle energy centers of your upper chakras. At the time, even when I was 13, I remember thinking, what the heck is this? And I would try to figure out a rational explanation for this, a physiological why this is happening. And I used to think as a 13-year-old boy, possibly this was, it must be the blood going through my eyes and touching my optic nerves or something. But I had a friend, Sean, my friend Sean, and I asked him as a teenager, one time I said, do you see this? I described it to him. And he just looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? And so then I realized, well, maybe not everybody sees it. But anyways, it was kind of a mystery to me until I began to meditate and remember that when you're meditating, you're not trying to have a Kundalini experience or any such thing. You're just trying to quiet your mind. And as I was doing this, I began to see it more prominently. And I became more aware of what it was. It was part of my interdimensional self. It's part of the higher aspects of myself that are connected to the physical, that are manifesting, and I'm more aware of them. And it's the same thing with the auras that I was talking about earlier. You know, there are some children that are born with being able to see auras around people, and that happened to me. I thought as a child that everybody could see it until I realized that everybody couldn't. And then I stopped seeing it. Well, those manifestations in people's lives as they carry them into the physical realm are not accidents, and they are not so-called gifts that people say that child's gifted. He can see or she can see auras, or they're aware of their third eye chakra. Nothing is a gift, although in the literal sense, I guess it is a gift because we all have it. Okay, but in our journeys, we become more aware of those things through looking within and searching within. And as you have those things manifest in your physical life during one particular lifetime, those abilities and those tendencies and the vibration of your self, your higher self, and carries with you into other incarnations. Okay? So nothing that you have in this life, that you have developed your intuition, be it any type of higher vibrational qualities that manifest within you, are not ever going to be lost. Okay? And I know I'm digressing, but I say that because I used to wonder, okay, so I'm increasing in my intuition, I'm increasing in my higher awareness of who I am, and then I'm going to someday be reborn into the physical world and forget it all, and start all over. That doesn't happen. Those people are usually the ones who are reborn into the physical world with the subconscious tendencies of higher awareness still within them that they're not consciously aware of, possibly. And they begin to build upon them in another lifetime. It's a progression of awareness and awakening. Okay, I know I've digressed, but I think that that's important to mention. So you may begin to see those things. Now, if you try to see that, you focus your mind during a meditation on, instead of clearing your mind, you are trying to see the third eye. You are trying to have a remote viewing experience. Or like I told you, when I was trying to lucid dream, I didn't. And I want to reiterate that because that's not your goal, and the more you try, most often the more it is out of your reach, because while you are trying, you are saying that it is something that I need to reach out and get and bring to myself, which is not the reality. You just need to quiet yourself and allow yourself to open. And when that happens, these types of manifestations within you will begin to emerge and unfold.